Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Ravens and the Dolphins, next on EA Sports.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here for a high-profile NFL contest, especially in terms of the ground games, Charles. I mean, we should be in for a heavy dose of running the ball this week. You've got the top rushing attack in the NFL against another top 5 rushing attack in the National Football League.
And if you like two teams that just love to run the football to drive their offenses, you've come to the right place because we've got a nice old-school battle of wills in the trenches in this one.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7, and he returns this to the 22. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And even with that broken tackle, can't get very far. Stops short of the 30. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Alexander. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They go play action here on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. On play action, they'll throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Holding offense.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage. And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window. So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Back to throw here. And this one's incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. He's going to keep this again. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
Holding offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. So 4th down coming up. John Harbaugh sent on the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game. And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. They were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll. I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it. Occasionally, you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Alexander. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there. His 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Just power football there. Down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen coming out to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Now for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough 2nd half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But for this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
The Ravens at 1-7 now on the year, and they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the cycle starts all over again. So the best way out of this for them, they need something to happen positive early in this game. That's a great way to help break this losing skid.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
They were backed up behind the sticks, but he still found a way to make that first down happen. That's the kind of fight every coach hopes his franchise quarterback has in him. Look a tough situation like that in the eye and come up with a solution on the spot.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. And he'll decide to keep this once more. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll set up a throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And his kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. They run a draw here on 2nd down. And some room to roam now. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Looking to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright, and that'll keep this a 1-point game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Back to throw now on 1st down. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this one is right through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This is taken just shy of the 10. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Ravens. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Well, in the process of that kick return, it appears we had an injury. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Yeah, and on third down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force fourth down.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Alexander. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play. They max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the football.
So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Second and 5. He'll drop to throw. Now the ball comes loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity missed there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. Big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some room to work. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, But that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now back to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
From the 6. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. A touchdown would tie it. They trail 13-6 as they come up with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. This offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 54 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Flush to his right. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. And this one is right down the middle, and that'll bring them back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Fielded right around the 8. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Holding, receiving team.
So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle, complete. That's Alexander. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to the ground, this time with Gore. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll try and choose some clock with Gore. That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. And Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
Brandon, sometimes just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. And they'll run on the inside handoff. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 4th down.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down. So you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, guy, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this will stay a 4-point game. Now, this was still going to be a 1-score game either way, but still, that's a potentially harmful miss here in the 4th.
It certainly is, because if you consider that now if they give up a touchdown, they give up the lead. So he might be getting the side eye by the defenders coming out on the field now as he goes back to the bench after that miss.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. He's back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That goes for a gain of 31. Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Wonder what a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside the red zone, but ultimately couldn't execute that final snap to find the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to walk away from this one, and you know it's going to go through their heads the entire time until they get to play again. If we could only have that final snap to do over one more time, maybe with a different play call.
So for Miami, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Buffalo Bills next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the difficult season continues as they drop to 1-8. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.